Happy Saturday, Solies. Happy weekend. We've got a bumper. What's the vibe? And I don't even mind that it's a little bit late for you guys because we actually have so many astrological moving parts in the next week that it's probably good you're only listening to this now, or if you listen to it in the next couple of days, because there is so much happening. So this is going to be a bumper astro ep. Take note. I'm going to break it all down for you. Let's start with the season that we're in because I haven't spoken to Cancer season yet. So we've moved out of Gemini season at the beginning of this week into Cancer season. So we've gone from air, cerebral, flighty, heady, communicating energy, communicator energy into the watery, intuitive, and maternal essence that is Cancer. So let's break down the archetype of Cancer. Happy birthday, my beautiful Cancerians. You are loved, you are loved, you are loved. You are beautiful. You deserve the world. I sound like I'm being patronizing. I genuinely mean that. I love Cancerians. I have a conflicting relationship with Cancerians, which I'm sure you guys, if you've listened to the podcast for a while, you know. But my Chiron's there. My wounding is in Cancer. So, and both of my parents are Cancerian. Pray for holes. So I've seen the shadowiest expressions of this archetype closer than most. That's a good way of putting it, actually. So I can really almost be a little bit, what's the opposite of bias? Like unfair to Cancerians, truthfully, because I've seen the shadowiest part of it. And I've also got the shadowiest part of it in my chart with my Chiron. It's also Cancer rules my first house. So, and I've got Jupiter here too. But at its essence, Cancer is represented by the crab. So they have this hard exterior, but really, when they feel safe, you get the gifts of this energy. You know, they can be hard to read, but really, they are so soft and sensitive inside their shell. And when they feel safe with you, that is when you receive these beautiful gifts of Cancer, which are the nurturer, the lover. They are maternal and they are so deeply psychic and tapped in and intuitive. In fact, one of the most intuitive signs, just innately, of the zodiac. Cancer is of the home. So, where their opposite sign in Capricorn is about community and being out in the world and business and work and money, Cancer is very much tending to the home. So, you think of the crab or the hermit crab in its shell, it's its safety zone. So, Cancerian energy is about harnessing beauty in the home. It's about, those beautiful, when I think of Cancer as just like random objects in the house, which I tend to do. And do you guys? For me, it's like the throw on your couch and the cozy corner of your couch that you cuddle into with your warm cup of cacao or tea as chat with your partner or lover or best friend. Like it's nurturing, it's comforting. Cancer is in the kitchen. Like they are cooking your favorite meal from scratch because they want to nourish and nurture you. It's interesting as I speak this out, it feels like Cancer has this Venusian quality, even though Cancer isn't ruled by Venus, but it is ruled by the moon. So, with that, it's quite a fast moving water sign. So, the other water signs being Scorpio, which I would say is the most intense or fiery of the water signs, Pisces, which I would say is the most kind of cerebral and of the air of the water signs. I would say that Cancer is probably the earthiest of the water signs, if we were going to look at it like that. It's got this grounded quality in that, like when it feels safe and solid in its safe place of the home or environments where they're able to come out of their shell, they nurture and they want to beautify. And I was watching a reel, I forget who, it was just a random reel that popped up the other day about Cancer being one of the smartest signs because, like intellectually smart, because they're ruled by the moon and the moon is the fastest moving planet. It's constantly moving. And so that fast-paced nature, I would interpret it as their ability to intuitively move things through. And rather than keeping it to themselves, like they need to move their intuition through, like finding outlets for their intuitive intel that's constantly moving and changing with them. Also, I like that it's Cancer season during winter in the southern hemisphere and during this winter summer solstice that we're still kind of in the shadow of. it feels very much like hibernation energy. It's the energy that retreats from the world when it feels too intense outside. And rather than wronging ourselves for the parts of ourselves, because we all have Cancer in our chart, remember, the parts of ourselves that want to retreat, it's like, how can we honor that and give ourselves permission to be in our shell when we don't feel, inverted commas, safe in the world? Like, who are your safe people? What are your safe spaces? What are the safe, meals that you love to cook? What are the safe music that you love to listen to? Like, it feels like a very introspective and almost like introverted season, which is beautiful to nestle Cancer between Gemini, which is very cerebral, fast, communicative, social. And then on the other end of Cancer season, we have Leo, which is again social, extroverted. So Cancer feels like the pause between the extrovert, like the extroversion or the extra social time. It feels like the tending to your inner world and what your inner world needs, practices that connect you with your channel and your intuition, really sitting with what is safe, the safe places and people for you. Now, on top of this, so we're already in Cancer season, and we'll be in this energy up until the 21st or 22nd of July. So we're almost a month here now. We've got the full moon in Capricorn. So remember, the full moon always lands in the opposite sign. The opposite sign of Cancer is Capricorn. I love working with oppositions always in astrology because the opposite signs hold medicine for the sign that it falls in. And so the full moon always offers medicine for the season that we're in. And so this full moon in Capricorn happens on Tuesday in, I think it's like 10 a.m. Tuesday morning in Australian Eastern Standard Time. So this full moon in Capricorn will offer us the medicine of Capricorn energy, which is it's work, it's how hard we work, it's where we're efforting. You think of Cancer as like introversion and doing less and being in the shell, and Capricorn is like, where do you need to effort or show up or be out in the world? And so like it's coaxing us out of our shells in parts of our lives depending where Capricorn rules. This Capricorn full moon is offering us the harmony to harmonize any overt Cancerian energies that could be in a shadow expression. And I said I know this expression well, given that both my parents are Cancerians and my Chiron is here. So Cancerian in its shadow is the victim. Why is everything going wrong? Why do bad things always happen to me? Why me? It's the essence of why me. Cancer in its shadow is really desperately needing to be loved and at a cost to their own relationship with self. It's like, I just need other to love me. I need other to see me. I need other to validate me. Almost in that Leo-esque way. It's like but more of a sensitive way. It's internalized. Very, very, very sensitive. And when that sensitivity isn't honored, respected, tended to, the sensitivity can become heightened emotion. And emotion with nowhere to land can be erratic or just very challenging energy to be around. It's like the treading on eggshells energy. Don't want to rock the boat, don't want to upset them, don't want to say anything that's insulting, or they could take the wrong way. Like this can be the energy of like, why don't they like me? Because, the tone in their voice changed. So the Capricorn energy could bring this up. It's the time when the moon is its fullest and its brightest. So it could bring these things to light in your own life. Like, where are you victimizing yourself? Where are you playing into drama triangle dynamics? Where are you not honoring your intuitive knowing and then like leaking your energy and leaking your misinterpretation of the signals that you're reading because you don't have channels to move your intuition to. But alongside this full moon, we have two other big transits. So we've got Mercury going into retrograde in Cancer on Monday. So just before, it's like 12 hours or like 18 hours or something before the full moon in Capricorn, Mercury goes into retrograde for 3 weeks. This year, Mercury retrograde is in all water signs. Now, I've done many episodes on Mercury retrograde, and I love a Mercury retrograde, especially when I give my readings, because the veil between your intuition and channel and pragmatism is so thin. It's very, very, actually, that's something that could come up with the Capricorn full moon too. Capricorn is so logic and pragmatic Like, just be aware of where that's overriding your intuitive felt senses, where you need hard evidence to believe what you're sensing, because Cancer doesn't need the hard evidence, but Capricorn does. And on that, uh, Mercury retrograde is when, in my experience, and I've been practicing as a psychic for almost a decade now, and every time Mercury is in retrograde, it's just so much easier for me. It's just my channel is so on point. Now, Mercury does rule communication, it does rule technology, it does rule travel. So, this is a time where things will slow down in those energies. It just means you need to slow down alongside it. And slowing down in Cancer season is really nice. Like, that's what Cancer season wants us to do. So, if we lean into this Mercury retrograde in Cancer season, it's great. It's go slow, take your time, be thorough, triple check things. You can sign a contract, but just make sure you get the second set of eyes over the contract during this window. You can book a trip. I mean, I'm catching a flight on Thursday. It's fine. Just make sure you leave plenty of time, because the flight might be delayed, or you might need to move through roadworks on your way to the airport. It's just being more considered and deliberate and intentional when it comes to matters of communication and transportation and travel. With communication, when Mercury is in retrograde, particularly in Cancer season, try not to let your emotions get the better of you in any sort of communication with a person. Like, before you enter any sort of conversation, particularly if the conversation could lend itself to conflict, like, take a beat, tend to yourself, move emotion through, and then come from a more deliberate and considered place. This isn't an energy to be reactive in. Also, I would say, this is a time where ex-lovers do notoriously emerge, either in the dreamscape or in your real life. It's Don't take it as a sign that, oh my God, this means they need to be in my life, or this means XYZ. Usually Mercury retrograde likes to bring up these things from the past for you to move through them rather than to rekindle. So if you're feeling the urge to reach out to an ex during Mercury retrograde, maybe just wait until the transit's ended. Mercury retrograde always goes for 3 weeks. And after the 3 weeks, if you're still feeling it, go for it, but you probably won't be. It's a good time to take note of your dreams as well. So a dream journal, or just keeping track of symbolism in your dreams. Boom, perfect. And then depending on where Cancer is in your chart will depend what house it accesses for you, or what placements as well. So we'll move over my Chiron, which we just love for me. Watch me be a victim in the next fucking probably 3 weeks of episodes. Watch. You will see. Let me be the example of what Mercury retrograde in Cancer can do in real time, because it's my first house. So you will just see it. Pray for everyone. And then the final transit, which I'm so excited about, is we have Jupiter moving into Leo on Tuesday, the 30th, which is actually my mum's birthday. Happy birthday, mum. What a day to have Jupiter moving into Leo for 1 year. Now, you guys know Jupiter is the planet of luck, expansion, opportunity, shine, joy, expression, play. Well, no, that's Leo. Like, I went from Jupiter into Leo, but that's what we can expect with this transit. And so for the Leos in the house, for the Aquarians in the house, because it will be opposing you, for the Taurians, for the Scorpios, it's a great time for the fixed signs for sure. And then anyone who has any aspect to Leo, or any planet in Leo. So not just the Leo suns, but if it's your moon, if it's your ascendant, if it's your Mercury, if it's your whatever it is, Jupiter. If you have Jupiter in Leo, you're in your Jupiter return. So I just had my Jupiter return because my Jupiter's in Cancer. So it's just going to be a fun time for everyone, because you all have Leo, remember? And Leo is the fun sign. Sorry, Aries, it's Leo. Leo is a fun sign. And so this is going to be a time that's really fun, really light. Like, how I've been talking about, I'm putting down the healing and I'm just getting back to life being the healer for me. And just, after this, I'm going to go have margaritas with Cass. Like, we're like, let's go and just like do fun life things. This is Jupiter and Leo. It's go and live your life and go and have fun and go and be in your shine. And yes, there will be the shadow expression, especially when the South Node moves into Leo next month. But right now, Venus here, Venus will move out in a couple of end of the week, maybe. Anyway, Venus here and Jupiter here. Oh my gosh, go off Queens. This is Queen season. We are going to have the best time. So it's a fun week of lots of astrological movements that I will say on that. They're all happening in the Monday, Tuesday of this week. If you are an energetically sensitive person, which you likely are listening to this podcast, you're probably going to feel it in the full spectrum. Remember a few weeks ago when we were like, oh my God, the Venus-Jupiter conjunction meant to be the luckiest day of the year. And I was like, ready to like call it. I was like, I'm done. This is too hard. Likely because we feel things so intensely and we're so energetically sensitive, a lot of transits at once can be a lot for the energetic body. So I'd say that come kind of mid to end next week, we're going to be feeling a lot lighter. But if you're feeling it Monday, Tuesday, think like headaches, overwhelming thoughts, sensations of anxiety, fuzzy, jittery energy in your cells, do what you can to move the energy through your salty baths, your hydration, your rest where you can, you're getting out and going for a walk in nature. It's just because your system is trying to keep up with all the movement that's happening. So give yourself grace Monday, Tuesday, but excited grace because it's a really beautiful time. The biggest thing that we can lean on, especially with this Mercury retrograde, slow right down, create space, just just be considered in communication, travel, transportation, like just take things slow. And technology is the other thing. So this is notorious time for like laptops breaking, phones, if you don't have them backed up, or if you're putting a presentation on at work, make sure your laptop's charged. It's all those things. So when you're thorough and considered, Mercury retrograde is just the best time for your channel to be blown wide open in the best ways. It's a really good time to sit psychic studies, I will say, or any kind of ceremony, really. That's when your channel is just, I was going to say, off its tits. I'm going to leave you guys with that one. Have a beautiful weekend. Happy all the transits, and I'll be back in your ears next week.